Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another Skyforge video. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering a question that there's a few people out there that just seem to think that I think Skyforge is perfect. There's, I just think it can do no wrong, etc., etc. And honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired of addressing this because I've said the same thing over and over. And I'll say it once again for this video. Last year, Skyforge came out. I was hype about the game. Later on, I learned there were things I didn't like about it. I bitched about these things. The developers fixed them. When they fixed them, I was happy. So I started playing the game again. It's really, really simple. I don't mean to sound like a smartass. I don't mean to sound like a dick. But good God, there are some people out there who really just can't grasp that simple concept. And I don't understand it. But so let's talk. What we're going to talk about in today's video is a few things that I don't particularly like about Skyforge, and things that I think that need to be worked on and possibly changed in this game. This is meant to be constructive criticism. This video isn't to bash Skyforge in any way, shape, or form, as you guys know. And my.com, honestly, I've been told by a couple of community managers there a few times, criticism's always appreciated. It's how they make the game better, guys. So never be afraid to criticize something that you love, because when it gets fixed, you're just gonna love it more. And that's the thing. I honestly think that's the thing that drives people nuts. It's like some people just can't stand to see you happy with something. It's fucking weird. I don't know, but I'm ranting too much anyway. So Skyforge, honestly, it's mostly an instance-based MMORPG. It does have a pretty good amount of open world concepts. A lot of people seem to skim by that, and that's going to be my first issue with Skyforge. It's open world. It doesn't show much love to, and I personally have a suggestion I would like to tell the developers that could possibly give its open world side more love. So, have you ever been to the Antinian Wastelands or Antian Wastelands, whatever they're called? That is the one perfect open world area. A world boss. There's a few group events. Everybody's nerfed. Content requires teamwork. There's open world PvP that's optional if you want to know, kick the crap out of you and your buddies wherever you want. All kinds of fun stuff like that. It actually feels like a open world MMO experience. Well, what I think they should do with this is nerf players in every open world area. So every open world area feels like this. Think about it. You have world bosses in every single open world area. Well, when some guy comes up that's like 121 prestige and can one-shot it, where's the fun in that? What's the point of bringing a whole mob of people with you to fight this one giant monster if this one guy can just snap his fingers and it goes poof? That just kills Skyforge's open world concept. Now, I know when it comes to MMOs, the focus is always endgame, raids, gear. I get that. But guess what? When you do your directives, bastions, dailies, reality rifts, and things like that, a lot of those take you to do open world missions. And it's kind of hard to achieve your goals in open world missions when everyone and their mom can one-shot everything. And that's just pretty annoying. And I honestly think it takes a lot of the fun out of the open world areas. Like the questing and stuff in those open world areas and all the enemy knowledge they could give you, it would be so much more meaningful and enjoyable if it wasn't just going to NPCs, probably skipping a bunch of dialogue that you don't care about because that's how most people do their questing today, and just one-shotting all the prestige 5 and 10 enemies that are meant for brand new players. I honestly think that personally needs to be fixed, and I think that can bring a lot more attention to Skyforge's open world side. Because for those who don't know, Skyforge has an open world side, and its open world areas are massive and can fill with hundreds of players quickly. There's just never much of a reason to be there. Like, Skyforge has this instance-based flag that especially a lot of critics keep poking it with, that they could easily eliminate if they just put some more focus on these open world areas and make them actually a bit more meaningful. Yes, making them worth thousands of enemy knowledge is the first step, but make it so people actually want to go there, play there. Give people a reason to spend hours of their time in there. That's just one of my personal suggestions. Another thing about Skyforge that bothers me is still a little bit of the class balancing. Now, in all honesty, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of people out there say Revenant needed a nerf and stuff like that. No, it didn't. I don't care what anybody says. The Revenant nerf was wrong. And the reason for that is because, like I told you guys, melee is so outclassed in this game. It needed some type of balance. Yes, it was one class that was super powerful and blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something, guys. I have killed plenty of Revenants before they got nerfed with a Berserker, with an Archer, with a Lightbinder. Hell, I've even taken a few down halfway with a Slayer. Skyforge is all about learning how to play your class, and I just feel like Revenant is now pushed into that obsolete melee area. Like, my.com one tip, if y'all really do bring some of those classes y'all suggested in that survey, and one of them happens to be Samurai, and Samurai is really good, and people start complaining that they're just getting beat by it, kindly tell the world to learn to play their classes and stop. I have seen so many Revenants get crushed easily before the nerf. It's unreal. But that's just my personal opinion. If you think Revenant should have been nerfed, then hey, fine. If you had a hard time fighting Revenants or killing them, then hey, I understand. Revenant, it is a powerful class. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's the fact that Revenant was powerful. I think the fact that a melee got so much power just shocked a lot of people. And the fact that a lot of people didn't know how to play melee properly at the time and weren't used to melees being able to do a good amount of damage, I think that just shocked people more than anything. I don't think Revenant was necessarily OP. But then again, guys, that's just my opinion. If you want to go in the comments and shoot me down for that, that's fine. But it's my opinion. It's just personally how I feel. Like with a Revenant, if I could beat your ass before nerf, I can beat your ass after nerf. The nerf's not going to bother me, and I don't mean to sound cocky, but I know how to play the class. I know how to play the classes I love in this game. That's what I do. That's part of the job for you guys, to study the classes and learn how to play the game properly. But another thing that bugs me about Skyforge is how they do their caps. Honestly, it's getting a lot better, but I don't like how it's getting better. So, remember, I want to say around the Generation 2, 3, and 4 days of Skyforge PS4. Remember how dungeon runs used to be? Queues were long, but every time you got in one, the dungeon was done in 2 or 3 minutes because everyone was just so overpowered and could just one-shot everything, even hard modes. I hated those days. I hated it. I understand people like speed runs, want quick runs to do their gear, and that's fine. But to my opinion, a speed run should be done efficiently by teamwork. I think people should also be capped to an extent in dungeons. I don't think there should be a certain cap, but I think there should be just a balance. If there's, a guy who can literally walk through a dungeon and one-shot everything, I think that should be balanced out. Because when you do that, and not only is with Skyforge's movement physics, it's already bad enough that it's difficult to keep up with people using divine forms, the flying mounts and stuff like that, because you don't have free access to that kind of stuff, unfortunately, or unlimited access to it. But it's bad enough when you can't keep up. They're one-shotting everything, and you can't even grab the enemy knowledge or the gear that you came into the dungeon for in the first place. That is terrible, terrible to my opinion, and I honestly think that's one thing that needs to be nerfed. Now, I'm not saying make the dungeons so they're brutally challenging for players, but I'm saying if there's super powerful people coming into a dungeon that's made for you only need prestige maybe 110, 115 to pass, and there's a bunch of like prestige 160s coming in there. Nerf those guys down to 120, 125, something. That way, the boss battle lasts longer than 3 seconds. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. Just so when new players jump in, they can see that the game has life, a little element of challenge. They're not going to spend every single dungeon they run through with some guy going just divine form, the dungeon explodes, boom, the gear lands on your head, you're done, and you leave. It makes the whole concept of the game boring. I think that's one other reason. There's a lot of people out in the community that don't know how to play their classes properly. Hell, with the way some of these dungeon runs go, they don't get a chance to hit anything, so I wouldn't know how to play my class properly either. But those are just a few pet peeves I have personally with Skyforge, since there's a lot of people out there that swear I can't criticize this game, or I just swear I can do no wrong or anything like that. But these are honestly just a few things I would like to see. In the game, and to top it off, just a few extras like weapon skins and stuff like that. I see a lot of cool legendary weapons in the PlayStation Store and the Xbox One store and stuff like that. They do give a little bit of a benefit. Of course, they're balanced with the weapons of the current generation, but they always seem to add something a little extra. So you guys know that jumps in that whole pay to win deal. I'm not even going to get in that conversation right now, but I just want to see, some more cool cosmetic stuff, especially with the weapons, because this game has really unique weapon designs. Look at the Berserker's chainsword. Look at the sickle that the Necromancer gets. Look at the kinetics arm shooter things and all that stuff. They could do some really sick designs with some of this stuff, and it's just passing them on by. But I don't know, guys. If you guys got something y'all'd like to see in Skyforge, or things you'd like to see change, leave it in the comments below. I'm actually going to forward this video to the developers. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tnek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.